Blood-red dusk spilled across the valley as the cowboy rode in, his reputation arriving long before he did. The land seemed to hold its breath beneath his horse's hooves, knowing the kind of man who crossed it now. He was known for ending feuds, for breaking men, for never hesitating when violence was required. His heart had hardened years ago, sealed shut by loss, betrayal, and the kind of suffering that leaves no room for mercy. He did not believe in kindness. He did not believe in second chances, and he certainly did not believe that one single kiss could bring a ruthless man to his knees. Before this story pulls you deeper into dust, danger, and destiny, take a moment right now. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of love to change even the hardest hearts, please like this video, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel Wild West Tale. Your support keeps these emotional stories alive. He had not always been ruthless. Long before his name became a warning whispered in saloons, he was just a boy born to open skies and honest work. His father taught him how to ride, how to mend fences, how to stand by his word. His mother taught him that strength did not come from fists, but from patience. That real courage was quiet. That life ended in one terrible night when bullets tore through their ranch in flames, swallowed everything he loved. He survived by chance, crawling away wounded while the screams of his family burned into his memory. The men responsible were never punished. The law turned away. The world moved on. Something inside him died that night, and something far more dangerous took its place. Years of wandering followed. He became a hired gun, a problem solver for powerful men who needed their enemies silenced. Each job paid well, and each one stripped another layer from his soul. He told himself he was already empty, that there was nothing left to lose. Violence became routine, mercy a weakness he could not afford. He survived by rules carved in stone. Trust no one, feel nothing, finish the job. By the time he reached the valley that would change his life, he believed those rules were the only reason he was still breathing. The job was simple. A wealthy landowner wanted protection, and protection in the Wild West often meant intimidation. The landowner's daughter, however, was not part of the plan. He noticed her the first time he saw her standing near the corral, sleeves rolled up, hands dirty from work. She did not look away when she caught him watching. There was no fear in her eyes, only curiosity and something deeper, something that unsettled him. He dismissed it as nothing, a distraction he did not need. But the land had a way of forcing people together. Days passed, and he found himself near her more often than he intended. He saw how she treated the workers with respect, how she tended injured animals herself instead of ordering others to do it, how she listened more than she spoke. The valley respected her, not because of her father's power, but because of who she was. That fact bothered him more than it should have. He had built his life on the belief that power always corrupted. That kindness was a mask, yet she wore her kindness like a truth she could not hide. The real challenge began the night violence returned to the valley. A rival gang attacked, turning peace into chaos. Gunfire echoed, horses screamed, and fear tore through the land. He moved on instinct, protecting what he had been paid to protect, fighting with the cold efficiency that had kept him alive for years. In the middle of it all, he saw her caught between danger and escape. Without thinking, he reached her, pulling her to safety, shielding her with his own body. The realization hit him later, heavy and unwelcome. He had risked his life for someone he barely knew, someone he had sworn never to care about. After that night, everything shifted. The walls he relied on began to crack. He struggled with emotions he did not recognize, feelings that threatened to undo the careful control he maintained. He tried to distance himself, to return to the familiar comfort of isolation, but fate refused to release its grip. Circumstances kept pushing them together, and each moment chipped away at his defenses. She saw him in ways no one else ever had. Not the legend, not the weapon, but the man behind the scars. She noticed the way his hands trembled when fire burned too bright, the way his eyes darkened at the sound of laughter, the loneliness he carried like a second shadow. She never pushed him to explain. She offered space, patience, and something far more dangerous to a man like him: understanding. The greatest struggle he faced was internal. His past whispered that people like her did not survive in his world. Anyone close to him would eventually be hurt. He believed he was poison, that destruction followed wherever he went. Loving her, even caring for her, felt like betrayal to both of them. He tried to convince himself to leave, to finish the job and disappear as he always had. Yet every time he imagined riding away, the emptiness returned stronger than ever. The moment that changed everything came quietly. Not in violence, but in vulnerability. After another long day under the relentless sun, exhaustion stripped away his usual control. The weight of his past pressed down harder than he could bear. She found him alone, staring at the horizon as if searching for something already lost. Without words, she stepped closer. Not to fix him, not to save him, but to be there. In that fragile space between them, all his defenses finally collapsed. The kiss that followed was not planned. It was born of grief, longing, and the unspoken truth that they were both tired of carrying their burdens alone. It was dangerous not because of passion, but because of what it awakened. In that moment, the ruthless cowboy fell to his knees, not in weakness, but in surrender. He felt everything he had buried for years surge back to life. Pain, love, regret, hope. It overwhelmed him, shattered the man he thought he was, and revealed the man he could become. From that day forward, nothing was the same. Redemption did not come easily. The past does not loosen its grip just because the heart changes. Old enemies returned, and the violence he tried to escape came knocking once more. This time, however, he faced it differently. He fought not out of rage, but out of protection. Not for money or pride, but for a future he never believed he deserved. The valley watched his transformation with caution and disbelief. Men who once feared him now saw restraint where cruelty used to be. The woman who changed his destiny stood beside him, not as a prize, but as an equal. She did not erase his past, but she taught him that it did not have to define his end. Together, they rebuilt trust, land, and lives damaged by years of fear. He still carried scars, inside and out. Some nights were heavy with memories, and some mornings began with doubt. But love gave him something he had never known: the strength to stay, to face the consequences of his past, to choose compassion when anger felt easier. The ruthless cowboy did not vanish. He evolved. His power no longer came from fear, but from restraint, from the courage to be gentle in a brutal world. As seasons changed, the valley healed. Children played where gunfire once echoed. Fields grew where ashes once lay. The man who rode in as a weapon became a protector, a symbol of what was possible when hatred was replaced with hope. All of it traced back to a single moment, a dangerous kiss that forced him to confront the truth he had been running from his entire life. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel hope, pain, or belief in second chances, please take a moment now to like this video, share it with someone who needs a reminder that people can change, and subscribe to Wild West Tale. Your engagement helps these stories reach more hearts. Before the ending, we have one special request for you. Please comment below and tell us whether you believe people are born ruthless or shaped by pain. Your voice matters here. In the end, the cowboy learned that true strength is not found in pulling a trigger, but in opening a wounded heart. That love does not erase the past, but it can rewrite the future. And sometimes, the most dangerous thing in the Wild West is not a gun or a knife, but a single kiss powerful enough to bring even the most ruthless soul to his knees.